Welcome to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Just interpret the message as it best resonates. Now, if you're new to my channel, anything of any importance you can find in the description box. But it's also important for you to know that I don't just look at what's going on the surface. I like to look at the shadows also and how they play out as karmic themes. So the reading is a little bit longer. I just like to put that out there. So if you're not into shadow healing, this might not be the YouTube channel for you. Or you might just want to listen to half the message, the beginning of the message, and then leave. Unless you're really, you might wind up on this channel and say, well, I wasn't looking for shadow readings, but I wound up in a trauma bond relationship, or I am in a karmic contract with someone. Then you for sure would want to be on this channel, because you definitely don't want to be in a karmic contract with someone, because karmic contracts are all about trauma bonds and keeping you stuck and bound to something that is toxic, something that keeps you stuck in a trauma of your own. A lot of times when we don't learn spiritual lessons, we wind up in a trauma bond. We wind up with somebody that sees what we don't see within inside of ourselves, and then they manipulate. But meanwhile, all we're looking to do is get love. All we want is acceptance. All we want is to be liked. So a lot of times this happens, and then after a person gets out of a trauma bond relationship, it takes a really long time to heal the effects of the trauma that manifests from being gaslit and from being made to feel like you're not worthy, and to be felt as if you could be disposed of at any time, because trauma bonds are usually held together through each person's wounds. And if they're really codependent. And so there seems to be like a love-hate dynamic. And I don't know why I'm channeling this. I don't know why I'm feeling this. We're going to see. We are going to see within your reading, okay? Now, if you want to enter into winning a free shadow reading with me, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Look at that. That just kind of flipped over, like literally. And it's Merciless Forgiveness, just so you know. And write the word Merciless Forgiveness in your comment part. So this is forgiveness when a person really doesn't deserve to be forgiven. That's my definition. A lot of times when a person says, please give me mercy, they know that they don't really deserve to be forgiven. And that's the energy that I'm feeling, that you're in connection with somebody that wants your forgiveness, Virgo, wants your forgiveness. So we're going to see how that plays out, and we're going to see why that plays out. Why does this person want forgiveness? What type of relationship? Is this a karmic relationship? Is this a soulmate relationship? I mean, all relationships are karmic. It's just past life karmic mates are coming in, and there's a lot of passion and there's a lot of soul familiarity, but there's lessons that haven't been learned, and usually one person doesn't want to step it up. Whoops. And then there's too many. There's like too many. And then, like a past life, like Twinflame, however, that's healed, is ready to do the work. They just don't know how to do the work. And we get our soulmate to teach us unconditional love, because they need healing and we have to teach them. So understand, if you're not aware of this, you're going to get triggered a lot in a soulmate twin flame relationship, all the same as you would in a past life. Breathe. I felt suffocated on how tightly you were holding on to me. Okay, so like your person and hates commitment. They do not like commitment at all. Every relationship that they have ever been in was horrible. So it's not so much anything that you're doing. I feel like your person needs a lot of healing and they reacted to you because of what someone else did, if that makes sense. Yeah, this person made you feel undervalued. They make you feel undervalued because they feel as if you're suffocating them. That's not really what it is. A lot of times what happens is we don't heal our wounds from past relationships. Then we go into the next relationship and we bleed all over that person. And that's what happened with this person. It's not like you ever did anything. See, this person has a long history of cheating. So, because they don't like commitment. And it's mainly because they tend to be an overgiver. In the beginning of a relationship, it's all hot and fiery and tends to go really fast, and they lose themselves in the relationship. And then what happens is they get bored. And then they don't want to be in a relationship. And then the people that they are in relationships with try to hold on to them because they can feel them like trying to create space. Like saying, hey, I need to breathe. So when you met this person, I feel like it was really based on friendship and you really didn't even do anything. I just feel like, again, this person got triggered. They expected you to act the way that everyone else acted. Like, again, that you were going to judge them. And see, this person doesn't feel good about themselves because of relationships, how they make people feel. They know what they do. They know that they come on strong. They know that they give mixed messages. They don't know why they do it. That's what the problem is. And so this is why your person thinks, this is just who I am. This is not just who they are. This is trauma. This is trauma. And so we have to ask ourselves then, well, why would you attract this person? Why would spirit bring this soulmate into your life? Why? I mean, they can't, they're asking for forgiveness, but they still need a lot of healing. There's a recognition that they know that they miss you. That's why they wouldn't want forgiveness. And to the point of, I know I don't deserve it, but I really want to fix this. But they don't know how, which means that if you were to pursue this relationship, a little side note, you were to pursue this relationship, you'd have to teach them just so that you know. And so we have to ask ourselves, why would you attract this person? What's your inner child wound? What are you supposed to be learning? Rage, a lot of anger, time and attention, and guidance. So there was no support. There was no support and no emotional attention, not enough time given, which is why there was no guidance. And this is why there's rage, because a lot of times when we're children and when we go out and we try to do things, we if we don't have parents, we're always coming from a fear-based consciousness, and you're not going to get good results. You're not going to get good results. So there's a sense of you don't feel good about yourself. You have trauma, Virgo, from not getting the attention and the love from the people that raised you, from the people that guided you, the support. And so you perceive yourself as unlovable. You perceive yourself as like there's something wrong. And I'm talking about on a spiritual level. I'm not talking about that you're walking around saying, this is how I feel. You're not doing that. It's subconscious. It's like you lived in an environment, and it could have been for a lot of different reasons that your parents couldn't give you the support. Some people wound up with having a sick child, other child in the house, or other children that attention needed to go to. Maybe your parents worked all the time. There's many different reasons, but the child aspect of self says, I was unlovable. Emotionally, I didn't get what I need. I'm really hungry for that. And so when we're really hungry for that love and we seek it from outside of ourselves, we break the number one spiritual law. And the law of the universe is the same law as the law of God. And God says, you must love me first. I'm a jealous God. That's through loving yourself first, because I'm inside of you. So you have to honor yourself first. So there's a sense of the no time. You were waiting for this person to give you the time and the attention. And that's why they felt like you're waiting for me to do it. And you weren't really doing anything bad because they were so like never healed. It was like every single relationship they go into, the person is complaining, you don't give me enough time, you don't give me attention. And so they run to you expecting you're going to give them, and they're not going to have to put in that much effort. And what happened is that you didn't do that. So I believe that you created a lot of rage in this person as well. I believe that there's mirroring energy, and not until you walked away did this person really get angry. But really, now they have rage inside of them because you're not giving them the attention. And there is a sense of that they don't really know what to do about it because they've never had to fix a relationship. That's mainly the reason why their relationships never work out. When you don't try and you just expect, and like I can feel like this person is a big flirt. They're if they're a man, they're very suave. If they're a girl, they're very charming. Like, understand they have that touch that people just like them until they really get to know them. Then they kind of feel like, oh, you're full of shit. You're just like out for yourself. But the first, reaction, the first is, wow, you're attractive, you're charming, you're nice. And so your person expected, well, I'm the package here, and thought that they were going to manipulate you a little bit, where, like, I want this relationship, but I'm not going to give anything. I'm going to hold back, and you're going to come to me. Where really, that's not really what happened. What happened here is that your person does not like commitment. They have a long history of cheating. So everybody has judged them in the past, like I said. And when they met you, you didn't date them. Like I said, they just treated you with the same karmic pattern, which is not giving any attention. But they didn't expect you to walk away. They didn't expect you to, I feel like they didn't expect you to know your worth. And that happens when a person's really like in their ego and they're having a good time and they're just kind of not paying attention to anything else except for themselves. And that's why I said your person is like, no, they need to grow up. Clear the illusion of the 3D world. Don't take everything at face value. There's a lot more going on spiritually and energetically than what you can see. So I believe that your person is in the process of healing because they want that forgiveness. They see what they did. So sometimes, like, when there's this big space between like an argument and you don't see that your person's coming back, but you know that they know what they did wrong, which is what's happening here. It's like, that your person knows what they did was wrong by now because you have not contacted them. But they also haven't contacted you, and they're thinking about everything. And I feel like they're embarrassed. I feel like they're embarrassed because they didn't think that they didn't think that you were going to react the way that you did, number one, but they also didn't see you for who you truly were. So all of it, but it also shows that how they reacted when I think that this person thought that you were toxic. Again, like you were smothering them or trying to tell them what to do, but it wasn't because of you. It was because of, again, past relationships. So understand, when your person, like I said, they can easily get someone, but they don't really give it the time. So they dispose of people. But the people that are connected to them, like I said, tend to play games and manipulate them. So your person has a lot of trauma around relationships, mainly because of what they do. I wanted to send you a message today, but I was afraid to. I don't know if you want me to. Yeah, this person doesn't know what to do because they're not evolved. They're just not evolved. I feel like they procrastinate. They would love it if you like reached out, take the tension off me. Don't reach out. This person needs to heal. They're used to not doing anything. They're very insecure. So that's the energy that I'm feeling. It's, and partially the reason why they didn't give you the attention and the time is it's a little bit reverse psychology, but it's like, if I don't give you, then you won't think that you're that great. And if you don't know that you're that great, then I don't really have to do anything. And that's kind of what they've dealt with in the past. And so what happens is it creates a lot of anger for everybody that's involved, you know, and so they don't like their life where they get angry because everyone's controlling me, telling me what to do. And how did I make my life look like this? And why is everybody mad at me? Why does everyone judge me? And then they make everyone around them angry because it's like, you don't really put the time in. You come in, you act like you're interested, you get what you want somewhat, and then you're out. And then it's because you're afraid of commitment, but you don't come off saying that you're afraid of commitment. So Virgo, it keeps you stuck in the same trauma of like not being supported, not getting that emotional support, like being with someone that is very selfish, that only cares about themselves. Like I said, I was looking at the inner child wounds, which is like, again, that time and attention is the intimacy. It's how you build trust. It's so, to be honest with you, as long as this person didn't give time and attention, you would always feel undervalued, obviously, and you would always feel like maybe that there was someone on the side because there was cheating that came up before, like maybe, but because this is what this person has done in the past, not really because what they're doing now, because I don't really see that. I just see right now they didn't really want to be in a relationship, possibly because they were getting out of a relationship, and getting out of a relationship is really difficult because this person flies into relationships, gives 1,000%, and then it's like, you know what, I changed my mind. So it creates a lot of like animosity. So now they're like, I really do have feelings for you, but I also don't want to recreate that either. I can't validate our love in the 3D until I understand our spiritual love in the 5D. Give me time to explore time aspects so I can be a strong spiritual partner for you. So I feel like right now your person's really not doing anything, but they are, like I said, there are things happening. That's what it says. It says here, it's like things are clearing it, like energetically, even though that we don't see them. And what it really is like your person's beliefs about relationships, that relationships are supposed to be spiritual. They get into relationships that are karmic because they're only looking at one thing, which is probably what the person looks like and maybe what the person does, like exterior things, but not whether the person is a good person. And what your person is seeing also is that they have a connection to you like they've never had a connection before. So they're being taught to think a little bit differently about relationships, and then having to look at how they've approached relationships. And then that's why they feel bad, because they're in the process of clearing that. But part of the clearing process, obviously, is the awareness process. And your person was not aware until now, is what I'm feeling. So that's why for you, it's like the time and attention and the rage and the guidance. We have to say, we have to do those things for ourselves. Rage is actually fire energy. So it's manifestation energy. And I do believe when your person comes back, that this is a twin flame relationship, because this person has learned a lot from you. And I believe that they have different elements than you, but this energy allows you to transmute your spiritual wounds. And it also allows you to manifest. And that's why I said with the forgiveness, which is this is the biggest part of them all. It's the biggest lesson of all, forgiveness. It's the hardest lesson of all, especially when we perceive that somebody doesn't deserve it. That you're also being asked to clear that energy because you are still angry because you did not get the support in your childhood. And again, how you perceive yourself is not really accurate, and that there's rage because of that. And that's what you're transmuting. You both, when you get together, will transmute these deep-seated wounds, trauma wounds, where your person has like relationship issues. So that also means that they don't perceive themselves that well, and there's an emotional imbalance there. So, it means that two people that have wounds are going to get together and they're going to transmute them into a spiritual gift of manifestation. And I know that. I'm going to pull a last card to prove it because I know it. It's like that's what this connection is. However, you're in the midst of the process, so it is karmic depending on how you handle it. If you get triggered to a point that you want to act out in this, you probably wouldn't be able to make this relationship work because of reacting. Because you have to clear it, and you don't clear it by getting more angry. You have to integrate it. Whatever you just cleared, help me to shift to. And that's more, again, it's about the clearing process right now. But as you clear, this person clears. As they clear, you clear, because it's a divine connection. And so you're clearing things that help change your perception about love, the connection, yourself. So which allows you to take different actions to get a different outcome. And so I know that that's transmutation. As you surrender your 3D expectations, I surrender to our 5D connection. Again, the twin flame, where you are very evolved spiritually. This person's very evolved, like again, mentally, like within the logical world. So I feel like they're very business oriented, but they don't have spiritual knowledge. They're learning that, which is helping them to look at relationships a lot differently. Just because, like I said, they always wind up in karmic relationships. Our hearts are connected. Take a moment to close your eyes and feel the connection. So it's like I said, that this person right now is like, even though you're separate, you're together because your both minds are thinking about each other. You're just in a place of clearing and healing. And it doesn't say when your person's coming, but I know that they want to fix it because they wouldn't be asking for forgiveness. They're just in a place of needing to heal themselves. So I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. You let me know whether you resonated with this. If you did, give me a like, comment, and remember, write the word Merciless Forgiveness in your comment bar. And if I choose you, you'll know that I wrote the word winner underneath your comment. We'll correspond back and forth on YouTube, figure out the best day and time that works for the both of us. And the day of your reading, I will post the link. Also, if you're looking to do some shadow healing, definitely check out my Patreon link in the description box. My subscriptions start at $5 a month. They all include inner child healing, shadow healing, reparenting, and a lot of different breath work to actually recondition the body and mind from the effects of trauma. Right? I'm going to leave that there. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.